everybody. Welcome to the Football Boot Hour here on the Boot Wizard YouTube channel with me, James, the Boot Wizard, and of course, my co-host, as always, Andrew from the Lockhart Boot blog, with a seamless as ever beginning to the podcast. Absolutely loving that.
My YouTube app crashed.
Yeah, everything crashed. Nothing worked. Happy days. So let's get into it, shall we? This week, we're, of course, going to look at all the new releases, any new pickups that we have got, not discuss a fun new pickup that we can't discuss, which is so tasty. That's all to come.
I'm losing my freaking mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're mainly going to talk about the Alpha this week. I know obviously there was a big drop with a pair of boots that you have, which we'll get to in just a second. But do you have them?
I don't have them anymore.
Oh, do you not? Are they in and out? Okay, we'll talk about them.
Gone. We'll talk.
Gone already. Okay. Then we're going to talk about the Alpha because there's a lot of conversation around it at the moment, and we figured it would be a good opportunity to take some questions, get our thoughts out, and really kind of put everything together. The chat is, of course, here in force. We appreciate you all. Josh Tossell, Justin, Jesus Football, Clippy's Collection, Proper Boots, Jorvis 207, Samuel Phillips, Alex Martinez, many members in the chat today. Thank you very much. And I do want to... hold on. I'm so seamless this week. Anybody who knows me, especially in the old boot community this week, will realize that I have not been the most active. Things have been... interesting, shall we say. I have been a busy boy.
I sent you a message saying, like, mate, how are you doing? And I got left on red.
You did get left on red. You're not wrong.
Bastard.
And it wasn't deliberate. I saw it. I was like, I best reply to that, and then just didn't. I do want to give a big shout out to Ollie Roach, somebody I've spoken to for a long time who has just become a member this week.
Yay.
So thank you very much, Ollie, and welcome. Matt the Boot Hall is here, as is Dr. Astute. So let's begin with pickups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any pickups?
Yeah.
Ones you can show us.
Yeah, right. Do I even, like, if I make a reference, right, people in our chat will know what I'm talking about.
Is it dangerous ground to do so?
Might be dangerous ground. We'll leave it for now.
We'll leave it for now.
Yeah. When we get a bit closer to it, maybe.
Yes. We are a long way away at this point. So
yeah, we are. I got in the Messi boots.
Yes.
And I put them up for sale immediately because I totally forgot you cannot do returns to the retailer here.
Oh.
To Camo. They don't accept returns, just exchanges. And unless there's a defect. And obviously their boots are brand new. So I put them up for sale, got some interest. And I was like, you know what? To hell with it. I'll just put it up for sale here. Because what's been going on is people immediately put it up for sale for like 2, 3 times, 4 times the retail price.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I just want to get my money back. So I listed them so I'd get my money back and it'd pay the selling fees and stuff. And they were gone within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I just got them shipped out. They're very nice. I know Ricky got a pair as well. Like, you could play in them and the fit's very good. The tongue makes them feel very bulky, but like, they're a nice collector's item. I'll say that.
I'm assuming significantly better than the previous F50.6 kind of tune-it remake we got.
Oh, way better. Way better. Just light years ahead.
I did actually order a pair of these, but anything I order direct from Adidas takes forever to get here. So I probably won't get those till maybe next week's podcast. I might have them by next week, Friday.
They're not dropping in the US, so they put them up for pre-order, but they don't ship till like February.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Americans.
Yeah. But like they released and they shipped the day I ordered them. So
nice. Yeah. most of my stuff from like Adi, Nike, Mizuno comes from like the Netherlands and Belgium and Germany. So it has to get from there. And the big delay is it has to go through the UK a lot of the time. So with Brexit, which I obviously complain about a lot on here, I'm like, bloody Brexit! It just slows everything down, and it takes a long time to get here. But I should have them by next week. I don't imagine I will be keeping them either. But you know what? I wanted to have a look,
They're
and
cool.
they might be a cool boot.
They're cool.
It's
The stickers are really cool.
I know Ricky really wanted to keep the stickers. I will. It's a boot that I probably would have kept had I have been employed for the last like 2.5, 3 months. But because I've only been working again for the last like 2 weeks, it's not a financially responsible decision. But so we shall see.
Yeah. So it was the same thing. It was like, I'd love to keep these. I just can't.
Yeah, it's just not a logical thing to do.
There's people who have them. I think the most expensive I've seen for resale here is like 1,500 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They weren't even hard to get. Like I just
they were here.
Oh, they weren't here. Like, well, they weren't for me.
Yeah.
I just bought them on a whim. I was like, oh yeah, and just picked them up.
I had to be like, I got on, ordered them, and then got my order confirmation. Went back to the main page, just seeing like, oh, they're still here. Hit refresh. And I was like, oh no, they're all gone.
Oh, they are gone. They are gone.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff coming this year. I mean, it's obvious that
World Cup year, it's going to be mad.
Yeah, exactly, and like there will be better remakes coming too. So
yeah, I do like that one in particular, and I'll throw this one up here. I'm not counting this as a leak because it was literally shown off by Sam Handy and other Addy developers. So we know that's on its way as well.
That's a friends and family release only for Slam Jam.
Is it? Is that what that is?
So the Mega Ride is a general release, but the boot is a Slam Jam friends and family only, which is stupid.
As I was saying, I have somewhat out of the loop this week. I'm barely clinging on to life. So what can you do? Okay. So, did you pick up anything else this week?
I did. These showed up, the Elites.
Nice. So that's obviously the big talking point of the week. But early kind of light thoughts.
The Japan model doesn't need to exist, basically.
This is all the information I'm getting.
Yeah. They're really good. Like it feels like an Elite boot, but we'll get more into that in a second. Do we want to rank that messy one real quick too?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's throw up the tier list. Where are we ranking the messy goodness there?
I'm putting it on great.
Yeah, I think it's great as well. I think that is a great boot. So rank for that one. Excellent. Anything else for pickups, or is that you for this week?
Well, I already had these, so
yeah.
That's
swimming in alphas. I actually already, speaking of things that are already sold, I've already sold my my Alpha Japans. They came in and then they went back out again. I basically got my money back for them as well, so that was good.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted them. Somebody in Dubai wanted them and couldn't get hold of that launch colorway. So that was the colorway.
Oh yeah, because it was limited.
Yeah, and they couldn't get hold of them.
Limited.
I hadn't even put them up for sale. They reached out and were like, "Oh, I'm your size. Are you selling those?" I was like, "I can be." And they basically offer. I only really lost like the postage cost out to them, so
perfect,
fine, absolutely fine.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, and we'll get into this in a minute. I know a lot of people are saying like they're sticking to the Japans, and that's fine because like I'm helping people get them. I'm just saying in general, if you are overseas, like here, there's like €28 difference between the two boots.
Okay.
So like that's fine, but
yeah, absolutely. But then obviously if you're like, for me, there's €110 difference, I think.
Yeah.
And then in the States, there's like almost $150, something like that.
Yeah.
So it is a lot. And obviously we will make our regular weekly plug, just go and message Tokyo Football if if you need to.
Just
Like,
reach out to them and pick up
they
some of their
had
new socks.
yes, I haven't got them yet. I'm hoping.
They're very.
So I have the elites coming, the Alpha 3 elites coming from Tokyo Football.
Nice.
And I'm hoping that they may have just snaffled in a pair of socks into there for me.
Nice.
That would be lovely. So I'm just going to do some quick maths here. So I think Tokyo Football are doing the Japans for about $230.
That's amazing.
Like, it's 200 euros. So they're 140 euros cheaper for me to buy Japans from Tokyo Football than it is to buy them just generally. And that is 30 euros cheaper than it is for me to buy the elites. So I could get the Japans from Tokyo Football, including shipping, for less than a price of the elites here.
It's crazy. Yeah,
that's mad.
They put up the elites.
So this is a great
one. Before we get too far, real quick, yes, is there any other releases this week? Oh, there's
there's a good few. Right, let's fire through the release.
Let's do that. Yeah, because we're
already
the new
Libero. TLSS launched. I think it was Grey Shadow Pack. They called this. So this was the Libero, and then there's also a Tactician, I believe. So yeah, it's a grey and black pack. It's very nice. And I just saw that it dropped, so I thought I would include it. I think it's nice. I think it can.
The Tactician seems improved as well, from what I've heard.
A lot of people seem to be. The problem with TLSS is that they are improving all the time, but instead of just putting out boots that aren't quite as good, just wait a minute. I reviewed, so this time last year, I reviewed the Striker, and since that Striker, there's been 2 more versions of the Striker. So I reviewed that one. Then I reviewed another one, which was the update. And then the pair you reviewed is another newer model than the pair I reviewed. I'm like, calm down, lads. Like, it's too much. And I haven't really kept up with the Tactician, but it seems like they're doing that.
Yeah. Josh, SR4U got the red one.
Oh, yeah.
And those seem like they improved them. Nice. Versus the ones I reviewed, the silver ones from last year. So
yeah, I mean, like, slight side note, but I feel like Josh is on the ball recently. I feel like there's there's something gone on, and Josh is like, all of a sudden, it's like somebody's shot in the arm. The man is on top of his game. I think he's doing great stuff at the moment.
Yeah, he is. And it's varied. It's not just the same stuff as always. Yeah. It's like there's lots of different stuff he's doing. So
absolutely, I love to see it. Love to see it. Keep it up. Okay, what else? In good. I would put those in good as well. Yeah. Did that.
New Puma pack.
These.
Who fucking cares?
We got 2 Puma boots this week. Because these dropped on Sunday, I believe. So yeah, sure, that's a thing.
Terrible.
And then we got a variety of Asics boots. So this, I'm sorry if the image quality isn't great for anybody. It's like the best shot I could get of the variety. I think these are fun. I quite like them.
Yeah, I do too. But it's white and something.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
I mean, but for me, like, that's perfect. I'd put these in great, but I know everybody else would yell at me if we do so. So
I think good is fine. And definitely there's a little bias because both of us like a white and something boot.
Absolutely.
I think good is for that. These can go in awful. And then I think I've mislaid the image of the other Puma one. I do have it. So let's talk about it for a second while I create that image.
Interestingly, and I'm not going to call this a leak because it's already it's not up for pre-order, but they've already got the listings up.
Yep.
There's a new King and a new King Top and a new King Platinum coming in white.
Yeah.
And they're both leather. They're not K better. They're actually leather.
They're actually leather. It's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So the platinum is a calf leather, it looks like, and the king's like a cow mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was released with this pack. But when you go to look at the listings, it says February 22nd. But they
Okay.
just went ahead and uploaded them, and nobody's Puma Japan hasn't corrected them or anything. So,
Interesting.
I like this pack. It's just
Love this
the
pack.
timing.
It's
Yeah.
so tasty. But yeah, the timing of the leather announcement and release at the same time is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. But I
Um,
do. Where was that I saw they called it gold blooded?
I
And I
didn't
was
see
like,
that.
that's good. Where was that? I think that was
Very good.
here. One of the retailers put that up here, which, like, normally they do not nail like things like that over here when it
Yeah,
comes to. But yeah,
that's
these
very
look
good.
good. I mean, it's another Puma pack, so I can't put it any higher. But
No, like it
thanks, Chris.
doesn't it doesn't go in great because it's yet another Puma pack, and especially like we're already we've hit 2026 and we're already in the rhythm of and a Puma pack and a Puma
Yeah.
pack and a
Oh,
Puma
yeah, yeah,
pack,
yeah.
and
And
like,
the orange pack that released late last year,
yeah,
they're already 50% off here. Everything.
of course they are.
It is absurd. Like I was just scrolling through one of the websites I order from here, from Kishispo, Kamari 87, and they so it's like you look at Mizuno, it's like, okay, in Mizuno they have 89 different styles available. You click on Puma, it's 373.
And nobody
It's
was
just
surprised.
absurd. That is absurd. So,
Yeah, that is insane. But yeah,
and
white and gold. You can't really go wrong with.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
these are really nice. The design suits both of suits the boots. Like obviously,
They're playing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say people are going to love the leather when that
Oh
drops as
yeah, yeah.
well. Like, and
But
it
they're
does
playing
give
with
more
fire here.
variety.
They haven't they're as expensive as like a new F50 or a new Copa or like the new.
Right.
They're like €4 less expensive than the new Tiempo will be, and it's like nobody's paying those prices.
Oh, yeah, that is like because I would say I honestly have not checked the prices of them because I just
Yeah.
assumed that they would be either usual Puma price
Mm.
um or they would be like €10 more expensive. But
They need to go back to what they're doing in 2020 and just undercut the entire market.
well,
Swallow the extra
yeah,
costs.
they are like so here they're in that same kind of ballpark as um New Balance. So they undercut
Mm-hmm.
Nike and Adidas, but they're in that middle ground. New Balance, Skechers, and
Mm-hmm.
Puma. That kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which
I
is
don't know.
fine.
I will say this, that white and like wine red king that they launched.
Oh, the one that they launched, yeah, that was very
Yeah,
nice.
those sold out here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. Like a brand new Puma boot selling out is, yeah,
Well, they're even. I realized they were a bit limited, but even if you go on to like Unisport, for example, there's a lot of sizes that have sold out, and it's not discounted at all. Like it's
yeah.
still the
That's
full
very
250
surprising.
euros, and a
So,
lot of sizes have sold out.
and that just goes to show if they can nail the colorway and not overdo it, then Puma boots can sell. They just It's
But
like
like,
every lesson they've gotten from the past 5 years, they're just like, who needs to learn, anyways?
imagine if they'd have done. So obviously, this pack, I know I've only got the future and
Mm,
the ultra here, but there is a king. Um,
mm.
like imagine if they'd have waited a couple of months and dropped this
Yeah,
in March or
yeah,
something, because then they'd
perfect.
have had like this really classy launch color. And then a
Hmm.
little bit down the line, you've got another really popular color. They launched the black
Hmm.
and black and white just a week ago. So yeah, there's a lot there. They just need to chill them out.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, Puma, you disasters, you. But it's a lovely looking boot. It is a
Yeah,
lovely looking
it
boot.
is. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think that is now all of the new
Nice.
releases. So where were we? Because we were about to get
Oh
massively
yeah,
derailed into the alpha, which is where we
yeah.
actually want to be. So now we're here. I've forgotten what we were supposed to be talking about.
So kind of the comparison between the Japan and the Elite. So like I said, here it's easy to justify going up to the Japan model,
Mhm.
and I will say like the Japan model, I described it as more plush.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really see that. It's a bit softer and ever so slightly more thicker than the
Okay.
Elite. The fit is slightly better on these as well. It
Okay.
is there's slightly more volume. I think that's down to the 24-hour lasting process they use for these. And
Yes, that would make so much sense.
obviously these have the Carvo.
Yeah.
So, it's got more spring back. But like even these,
Still good.
yeah, still really good. And the thing is, like, if you can order from like Tokyo Football, get the Japan. The Japan is better. There's enough difference to where it's noticeable
Hmm.
between the two. But if you can't get hold of the Japan, I think the Elite's a really good option.
Yeah.
And like outside of the fit being slightly different and this being ever so slightly more narrow, this is a great boot. Like this does feel like an elite level boot.
Yeah.
And you know, these feel really nice on the ball. Obviously because this and you can tell when hitting the ball that these are slightly thinner. So, but you do have to really like focus on that specific aspect.
Yeah.
So,
So,
the one oh go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, it's fine. I'm going to
Oh,
go off the tangent, so you continue.
the one thing I don't like is like, okay, I didn't mind the zero glide heel, but a lot of people here complained the new heel's fine. I do feel ever so slight shifting in the heel when I go to cut, and I think that's because the laces aren't as high up here, and
Yes.
that's a big issue I think because like I can stick an entire finger down this side. Now when I'm playing, I don't really notice it, but even tight and fully tightened up and everything with no space, I can still stick my finger in the side. So I don't really like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I have like even if I'm not necessarily like insecure in the boot, I feel insecure in the boot because I don't feel like
mhm.
the opening is small enough, and it needs that extra lace hole. It was
Yeah.
something that so I did my review and I mentioned it in the review. I was like, look, this needs an extra lace hole, and then between recording the review and editing the review, I went out in them again, and then I came back to the edit and I put an extra piece of text in being like, no, this is really a problem. Like
Yeah.
I was like, it's something I kind of said. I was like, right, this is kind of something they should fix. And then I went out in
Hmm.
them like for another session. I was like, no, this is a problem. Like it needs
Yeah.
to be fixed.
I don't. Yeah. And I don't get the insoles are basically the same between the two models. And I don't get why they removed the zero glide. Well, I know why they did is because people were complaining that their socks were bunching up. Like the new insole, like at first I was like, "Oh, this feels kind of cheap," blah blah blah. But when you really
No,
feel
yeah,
the
it is
material,
nice.
it's a really nice material. But like they could have at least made this slightly more like rough or something.
Yep,
Like,
I agree.
they went way too much on the extreme. Like if the Alpha 2 was at one end of the spectrum, they swung completely the other way. And they didn't need to do that. I think they overcorrected, in my opinion.
Yeah, it feels the boot as a whole.
Oh, hey, sis. Thanks for coming to the subs bench. Thanks for getting a membership.
Yay, Jesus,
Nice.
welcome. Thank you so
Appreciate
much,
it.
sir. Appreciate it. Jesus in the house. What was I going to say? Yeah, it feels the boot itself feels very reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not like it's not always a bad thing, but it does
No,
feel a
no, no.
little bit like it is kind of knee jerk in there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we had all these problems. Quick, let's fix them all, but not
Yeah.
just a little bit. Let's just whatever it
Yeah.
was,
Completely
do the
different.
opposite.
I think that's part of the reason why they went with the knit tongue instead of the floating tongue is because they removed so much zero glide. I'm
Mm.
guessing at some stage in prototyping, they're like, oh, there won't be as much lockdown. Like it's obviously got less lockdown. People are not going to like that. So I will say, like the taller toe here actually works.
Yeah, I mentioned it in my review, but I wasn't like down on it. I was like, because of the type of material being that bit softer and the overall shaping, I don't think the taller toe was a huge issue.
No,
There's a for me, there's kind of a weird squareness to it though. It's more
yeah,
like
there
down the
is.
sides where it almost like
Mhm.
goes like this, and it's like a flat edge as
Yeah.
opposed to just a tall toe.
Well, look at both of them, right?
Yeah,
Look how square the black is versus the elite. So if you want a less square toe, go with the elite model.
yeah,
Because like you once you get these in, you'll put them on and be like, okay, this is the shaping is a bit better.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
So like,
personally for me, I prefer the Japan shaping, but I think a lot of people might like the shaping of the elite better. And again, these are very, very slight differences, but it's enough to be noticeable.
yeah,
We've got
makes sense.
turf pellets in here.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to go off on a mini rant about the elite and the pricing, which I'm going to do now.
Perfect. Go.
So what has happened is the elite has had a price bump,
Yeah.
but it's not had a price bump in the US, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not had a price bump in the UK. Um, I assume it's not had a price bump in Japan either.
There was a slight price bump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but in Europe, it's gone up, and we already pay more than anybody else
Mm-hmm.
for the elite models.
Mm-hmm.
So the Alpha 3 Elite has had a €10, no, sorry, a €20 price
20
bump.
euro. Yeah.
So the previous Alpha 2 Elite was €210, and it's now €230.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's that's a significant, like a 10% price hike is
Mm-hmm.
significant.
Yeah.
So that's happened, and then I was like, oh, that's annoying, and I started to kind of comment in the chat about it, and then at the same time, I looked on, um, like the on ProDirect UK, no price change. It's the
Yeah.
same as it was
Yeah.
previously. Then I went and looked on soccer.com, no price change. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same as it was previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why in Europe we've been absolutely stung
So,
with a price increase. And not only have we been stung with a price increase, while I was doing this, like basically getting annoyed about having to pay more, um, I didn't realize, and this happened to with the previous generation as well, and the one before it, that in the US, the Alpha 3 Elite is $180.
yeah.
Like, so I was already paying significantly more for
Mm-hmm.
the Alpha Elite.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So 100 for reference, $180 is €155.
Mm-hmm.
So previously I was paying 210 and the states were paying 155, which I didn't
Yeah.
realize. Otherwise, I'd have had this rant last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we've had a €20 10% price increase, and the US has had nothing. And so now
Mm-hmm.
the US is paying €155 for the elite, and I'm paying 230. What the
It's
actual?
almost it's almost cheap enough to just order from the US, even with
Yes,
shipping.
it
Yeah, that's
genuinely is.
baffling. And
It
so
genuinely is.
we've heard this from some people who won't reveal our source or anything, but
Yeah.
there is another boot that they're bringing from. There's a Mizuno boot they're bringing over from Japan that will release in Europe, but it's the same thing. Like the pricing is pretty hot, is higher than I expected, but what Mizuno is saying is they need to do that because they won't make much on their margins if they keep it any lower. And it's like, okay, well, what do you want? what does Mizuno want? Does Mizuno want to make sales, or do they want to keep looking like a premium product?
Yeah.
Like a almost out of the reach product. And again, this is like, again, these are excellent. The Elite is an excellent boot. Like, this is going to get a very positive review. I've only worn these once, and it's still like, okay, these are something. But the fact that these still exist, and like, again, yes, the fit's slightly better for me on these. Like, you'll probably prefer the Elite, but like, these don't need to exist at this point, right? In
Yeah.
fact, I would argue you could drop these, put a carvo plate on these, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
There's really almost no need for these other than having that super high price point. So I don't know. Mizuno's been doing this made in Japan strategy for over 10 years now. And while it makes sense on some boots, like, this isn't a leather.
Yeah.
You know, I almost guarantee this knit is not made in Japan. I think it's more like and I could be wrong, I don't know for sure, but I feel like this is more like the made in Germany, manias where it's assembled there.
Yes.
Now, I will say the lasting process and everything is done in Japan. That's why the fit's so different between the Japan and the Elite, but still. But I will say the Elite has a big problem, and I was thinking about this as I was playing yesterday. And the big problem, I can get these down. Come on.
If we could have some appreciation for Andrew's new background, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, seriously. Is that these exist. The Scudettas exist. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say like the Scudetta. I'm going to turn off this light real quick, see if that helps. There you go. I'm not going to say the Scudetta is a better fitting boot. That's down to personal preference. But for me, between the two, this is a higher performing boot, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's no real competition there for me. The Scudetta is better.
It's got a nicer upper. It's got the heel, okay, here and there, but the lockdown is better, and I just think it's a higher performing boot overall. So, yes, these are amazing, but it's also in competition with these. So it's kind of, you gotta kind of decide what you're looking for. If you want like a really wrapped around your foot fit, go with these. If you want slightly more relaxed, but not like super relaxed, obviously, you go with these. So it's kind of a toss up. And the fact that you can find these for cheaper than the Elite.
I think like, while I absolutely agree with you, I think the Scudetta comparison is one that essentially ruins the whole market, because there's nothing at that price point that can compete. Like, they're €200. They're cheaper than everything else, and they're better than everything else. Nobody else makes a better speed boot. And those that are in competition with it, that are at least, so for example, the New Balance Furon, the Furon V8, it's a great boot. I wouldn't say it's better than the Scudetta, but it's a great boot. Hey, there we go. Look at that. But they're at least €30 more expensive. And things like that. So yeah, while, like I say, I agree. I just think the Scudetta comparison is one that like buggers the whole market, because nobody like, for the price, like, what you gonna buy?
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that like the Bio Stuff one on Unisport's like €100 right now.
Yeah,
that is like, for me, this still is, and obviously I'm biased, but I love these boots. I'm on pair number 8 now. Like, this is my favorite speed boot on the market. But again, like Samuel Phillips is saying, he says he hates low toe boxes. Again, don't get these. Get the Elite.
Fair enough. Yeah, get the Elite.
Get the Alpha Elite. And this is going to be a no-brainer for a lot of people. And I think especially if you're in the UK, Europe, or the US, and you don't have access, or you don't want to order from Tokyo Football, which you totally should, like, get a pair of the Elites. This is a fantastic boot. And, if I was to choose between the two, like, for the price, it's really hard to beat these. If you forget the Scudetta exists. But yeah, so, again, the Scudetta won't fit everybody, and that's totally fine. So,
If anybody does, and while talking about Tokyo Football and the Elite, we don't get sponsored by Tokyo Football, by the way.
No, we do not.
We don't get anything for this. We're just trying to help out. So they have the Elite in 239 Singapore dollars, 160 euros. So if you're in the
Which is
States,
absurd.
if you're in the States, it's slightly cheaper, but maybe not worth it with the import fees. If you're in Europe, it would still be worth ordering from Tokyo Football because you'd be saving yourself like 80 euros. So definitely worth it in that instance.
There's that too. The Alpha Elite is not wider than the MiJ. The MiJ is slightly wider. So, like, I have a bone that sticks out like this area right here. And I don't really have much pressure in this. I think that's partially also because the material is slightly softer. But I do have a bit of... it gets a little sore in these. So these fit narrower. These just ever so slightly. But again, it's enough to kind of, like, you can tell.
Like you say, it'll just come down to lasting time. Like, is that difference between that 24-hour last and then 20 minutes where obviously it's just going to kind of almost like not hold the shape as much. It's almost going to collapse a little bit more. So you're just going to lose some of that width and some of that volume from that shorter lasting process.
I do like this from Brandon from S2S Creations. With the amount of money, time, and effort, I'd rather Mizuno focus on coming back with the Wave Ignitus. I do agree. I would love to see the Wave Ignitus come back fully, but part of the issue is your best-selling boots on the market are still speed boots for the most part. Like, that's the way. There's a reason why Sokito, after the Devista, came out with a speed boot.
Yeah.
It's the easiest type of boot to make an impact on the market. Now, whether there's an Alpha 4 or not, I have no idea. I think they're confident enough in this boot, and sales look decent enough to where they will... this will get a 2-year lifespan.
Yeah.
But
I think they need to do a 2-year now. They're like, it needs to just have that extra bit of time.
Yeah, I think it will get that bit of extra time. And I think part of the reason why we don't have these top lace holes here is because, and it drives me nuts that a lot of Japanese players do this, you will see so many guys who will not do up the top lace hole. Even if there's not a runner's knot area, they'll pull out the laces for the top lace hole because they don't like having pressure on that part of their ankle, right? So, like, they very much definitely listen to a lot of their Japanese customers and players and stuff versus international. Like, the Alpha 2 sold better overseas than it sold in Japan. So, well, up until they actually reduced the price.
Up until they were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. But, like, again, they're going to listen to their primary market still.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Proper Boots had a good suggestion as well. He said they should do the Made in Japan Alpha the way they did the Innovation Pack, and then just keep the Elite as a synthetic.
That
would be a really good way to go about it. I think that would make an awful lot of sense.
Neil, yes, Tokyo Football delivered to the UK.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I would like to see a Predator competitor, but like, ooh, that rhymed.
Ooh.
But these, like, it's just easier to be in the speed boot market. And I think, you know, with the Neo series, the Morelia Neo series, that was originally supposed to be like their speed boot. But it's not really much of a speed boot compared to what's out there. And it's kind of showing its age in some ways in that respect. So that's why they decided to do like a proper speed boot.
Yeah. So while we're obviously the chat, keep it coming. We will get into that. But I also asked for questions.
Nice.
See if anybody wanted to get in touch with a question or anything along those lines. So as I missed his question last week, and I still haven't seen it, so I accept no responsibility. I'll start with Justin's question. So he wants to know how do you guys feel with the Alpha being taken in a different direction? I feel as though it went from being the most extreme and arguably the objective best wrong speed boot on the
You're wrong.
market to now a toned down shell of itself. Now, while I didn't enjoy the Alpha 2, I do think that Justin has somewhat of a point that
Mm-hmm.
you have gone from Alpha 1, the way you could have probably said was the best on the market at the time. You've got Alpha 2, which was very extreme at least and was offering
It was
something
different.
like, yeah, it was different and it really was kind of trying everything to now, which is again to reference my own review. I essentially just reference the boot as being good. I'm like, it's good, it's very good,
Mm-hmm.
but that's like it's not special. I don't think it does much that makes me go, wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible, like the same
Yeah.
way the Alpha 1 maybe did. I think some of that is
Mm-hmm.
because the market has moved on since then.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's pretty much making a better speed boot now than they were then. There are things like the Skidetta that we've mentioned that have come into the market. New Balance just keep getting better and better. So,
Mm-hmm.
the bar is higher. But and then especially obviously I got quite hung up on the price in my review as well. I'm like, for the price of the MiJ particularly, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure, it's
Yeah.
good, like, but
Yeah.
I haven't got much else to say about it. It's just
It's
it's
not.
good.
Again, this is really nice. It's high quality, but I
Mhm.
don't feel like it justifies its overseas price.
Yeah,
It just barely justifies its price here,
right.
if even. And I know a lot of people are still hesitant because prices are rising. We're still lucky that prices are still as low as they are compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, it's kind of hard to justify this. I mean, so for what I paid for these, I actually managed to find these for almost about 80 euros cheaper. There's not normally that much price difference. It's normally only about 35, but
okay.
there was a retailer running a sale. And because they can do that on the elites, they can't do that on the Japan models.
Hmm.
But when it comes to elite models, they're able to offer sales even when there's a launch and everything. So, you know, considering the difference I paid between these two, if I was just, a regular customer, like obviously the elite's the way to go,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So even in Japan, it's kind of getting harder and harder to justify. And I do agree it's not kind of as unique as it used to be. Maybe we're not giving enough credit to the Furon V8 because these are kind of similar to the V8 in a lot of ways. The knit upper is a lot softer. I will say the stability on this is better than the Furon for
No
sure.
question, it does have better
Yeah, yeah,
stability. Yeah.
yeah. That like it's a second layer, I believe, that has all the strengthening bands on it, and it's very cleverly designed. Do not get me wrong, but like it's just harder for the boot to justify itself.
Yes,
So
I absolutely agree. Which interestingly leads to a comment we got from Ollie Roach, or a question, who says, if you could compare this version to another current speed boot, what is it closest to? Probably
the
the
Furon,
Furon. Like,
probably
just
the Furon.
there's, yeah, I can't think of another one that it's like. Obviously, the Furon being knit, I know that the Vapor's knit as well, but it's very different. Like the grip knit
Yeah,
changes a
yeah.
lot of that.
And
But yeah,
well, and this
it's
is
like
this is
it is
soft.
that's softer, no question.
It's definitely softer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've worn these
yeah,
several times. Like I did a full review in these, and I've used these in matches and stuff. But still, like this is a softer knit.
yep,
So
no question. But yeah, you could have a little kind of pros and cons between the two because, like you say, the Furon is a lot softer,
mhm.
but the Alpha is definitely more stable. So you've 6 of one, half dozen the other, really. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it probably is the closest. Although it's
mhm.
not, don't expect to be very much identical one way
Yeah,
or the other, which you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Also, let's real quickly. I hate that they're doing this now. It's really hard to see. So on the size tag, yeah, you can't even see on the size tag. Previously, right below like the style number and everything, it'd say made in Japan, right?
yeah.
Now it's just a sticker they slap on the back.
Oh.
Yeah, they just put a sticker on the back of the size label, which, like, I know that's such a small thing, but it kind of
Yeah.
makes it feel cheaper
Yeah.
in a way.
I brought some
Yeah, I
of my
did it on
Alpha.
that too.
So there's a sticker on the Alpha 2, and then
Yeah.
I also brought my Alpha 1s just for good measure. And what have we got here? Oh, this was a sticker as well.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
don't like
sticker
that they're
one as
doing
well.
that.
Maybe it's with the Alpha. They with the way they've attached the label. They've done it with all of them. But yeah, just
Yeah.
brought an array of Alphas just for fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to have a quick. If I will go to another question, if you have a quick look in the chat and see if there's anything else that comes up there as well. Now, so
the proto might be a regular release. I have no idea, but I really want to see an FG model on those.
So Proper Boots has kind of taken a very similar approach to Justin, Texas Cleat Collector, and said, have Mizuno refined too hard and made the boot lose its edge. So I think we kind of covered that we kind of feel like it isn't as extreme as it was. It isn't as unique as it was. It is just very much good now.
Yeah, it's still a really good boot, and I think, like, you won't be unhappy if you get it.
No, nobody's going to be unhappy. I don't think nobody's going to dislike it. I think it's going to generally, in some way, please everybody. And there was very little to criticize about the boot, other than the fact it's bloody expensive. It's also just not particularly special. It's not like, oh, this is really amazing. It's just a very good football boot.
For me, I do think the upper is probably the best one in the series. I like it better than the one.
I hadn't thought about it. It's a good question.
Now, I will say the one still has better lockdown. And again, the one is the more unique boot. Like, I guess if you were to have a choice between all three, the one's probably going to give you the most performance and best lockdown. But in terms of softness and, like, overall fit, I think the 3 has the best.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think I'm being swayed by the fact that I'm holding this pair in my hand, which have been used so many times that they're very soft. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that the just straight up from an upper comparison point of view, upper on the 3 is
when you bring in everything else, the one's probably still the best one. I don't know. I'm contradicting what I just recorded yesterday, but we'll see.
I think so.
It's tough.
So yeah, if you were to say, and I know this is not something you can do, but if you were to put them in their little pockets of when they were released and when they were out, and then the one is the best one. If you put the one out now in 2026 and just did a direct head-to-head comparison, the one versus the 3, I think it's a lot closer. You know, it's because I thought that this was basically the best speed boot on the market until the Scudetta came along.
Well, here's the other way to look at it. You still have your one. You haven't thought about selling them or anything. But the 3, it was like you didn't mind selling straight away.
Yeah.
And similar, like
it's a very poor comparison. I've still got my 2s as well.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you could find a buyer for those. But it's the same thing for me. I really like the 3, but, like, I'm not going to keep it.
Yeah.
Like, I only sold the 1 because, 1, it helped you get a pair. Yes. And 2, I needed the money to buy more boots. But, like, the 1 would be one that, like, maybe probably not anymore because the Scudetta exists. But, like, you know, I'd be more likely to keep the 1 versus the 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, both the Japan and the Elite, I'll be selling after the review, and I don't mind that.
Yeah. I do need to sell at least one of these. Like, this is the Japan and this is the Elite, but I definitely don't need both.
Keep the Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Alpha Pro tier is really nice in the new one. I did pick up a pair. I helped Boot Maniac get a pair. And for that price point, that is a really good boot.
I think was Footloose Boots saying that was the case with the twos as well.
Yeah.
Like I think the Pro in the two as well was a really good boot. So
Yeah.
if you're on a budget and you don't really want to go for the Elite or the MiJ, the Pro seemingly really good.
The Pro, for me, the Pro is probably, outside of maybe the new Predator FT Pro, I would say that's probably one of the best pro boots on the market.
Nice.
Right? Certainly for speed boots.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the Merc. And I think it's cheaper too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's better than the Mercurial Pro. Like, the Mercurial Pro is good, don't get me wrong. I think Nike do really great pro tier takedowns. Yeah. But there would be it wouldn't shock me if the I'm going to get a pair into review. It wouldn't shock me if the Alpha Pro was better than the Mercurial Pro.
Yeah.
Question that we have in here, which I think is a really important one to answer. What's the best size to get in the Alpha? And this person in particular wears a 7.5 in all Nike boots. Now, I don't know if that's US, UK, or anything, but they're saying they're a 7.5. What would they buy in the Alpha? What did you do in the Alpha?
I went half size down.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there is an element of preference to this.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think I would have enjoyed half size down.
Just basically do the width of your foot. I think that would have been very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I have a wider foot, or I have a wide foot, so I think the half down would have been a problem. But if you don't have a wide foot, especially if you have a narrower foot, it does seem like half down is a good way to go. I think Footloose Boots was trying half down as well. I think he liked that.
But J Mike did go true to size, if I remember correctly, and him and I have similar shaped feet.
Yeah, J Mike went with a true to size as well, similarly to what I did. So preference, I suppose, is the...
If you like a tighter fit, go half down. If you don't want to have too much tightness in the toes, go true to size.
There you go. That is the answer to the question.
That's basically what I was saying.
Proper Boots went true to size.
Justin, probably true to size.
Yes, Justin, for you, true to size, mate. Do not go half a down.
No.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just knowing how Justin still... Sorry, Justin, you wear your boots too big, in my opinion.
Justin catching some strays. Okay. Some questions. Okay, so there's two questions very similar here. So basically around the AG version. Now, I don't know the answer to these questions. I don't know if you will. So Dr. Astute, who I think was in the chat, may still be here. Any word on changes to the AG plate? And then somebody else asking, how about the AG version? Is it likely to be a new sole plate? So I don't know anything about the AG at this point.
So the AG, they have improved the sole plate in terms of they've widened up where the stud layout is, especially the heel, so it feels more balanced. But the problem is the AG plate has almost no stability to it.
Yes.
And they basically do not have a shank in the midfoot. So it's like Swiss cheese. I do not know whether they've changed it, but it seems like they have not. So, yeah.
Yeah. Tough one. SOS Creation says, always hated the term true to size. Yeah, completely agree with you. It's unfortunately become somewhat of a catch-all, little bit of a go-to, almost like industry or reviewer term. And I do try and avoid it where I can, but yeah, it's not a great term.
Yeah, it stinks because you have to end up reinforcing that term just because it's so used commonly.
I agree. Yeah. So hold on, there was something else I saw. No.
Oh, both the MiJ and Elite got cheaper in Australia.
Oh, Well, thanks for that, Clippy. Now I feel even worse about what's going on.
This is
Soccerati says the new Tiempo is interesting, just not that color. You are wrong. This is glorious. This is glorious. Sorry, I just need an excuse to get the Tiempo out. It's amazing.
still
Bye,
another
Pep.
5 days until it releases.
I'm going to try and get a second review out before it releases. I'm going to have 2
Yeah,
reviews out before it
that's
releases.
probably a good idea. The so Soccer Shop Camo is doing something. They have these guys called footwear meisters. And to get the certification, they actually have an internal exam you have to take.
Okay.
And they, on average, every year, I think they have between 10 and 20 employees take this exam. On average, only 1 or 2 will pass it.
Okay.
It's a hard exam. So it's not just about boots. It's like you have to know some biomechanics as well.
Yeah,
basically.
biomechanics and feet and gait and things like that.
Yeah. So what they're doing on the 26th, I think at like 2 of their stores in Tokyo and 1 in Osaka, is they're going to have their footwear meister guys do the fitting for the new Maestro.
Nice.
So you'll be able to get properly fitted by like their top of the line experts. And their
Amazing.
regular footwear guys are still actually really good. They're pretty knowledgeable. But like, yeah, their top tier guys are going to be out there. So
love to hear it. Love to hear it.
See how that.
David Halls just said, now take the laces out of the Tiempos. That's because David has been like basically attacking my eyes by sending me pictures of players wearing a variety of boots that are just laceless. They've taken the laces out.
GCFC training. Mark did that. He did a reel recently with the laces out.
Damn it, Mark.
Yeah.
Love you, Mark.
Brandon, I just know too much. No, Brandon, we know you know too much.
You know too much.
He's a next level hater. Look, to be smart, to be like not smart, but like knowledgeable about something, like to be a hater, you have to be pretty knowledgeable. So
Yes, I agree.
Which is why the Vapor 13 isn't that great, because I'm knowledgeable, and that's why I'm a hater for those boots. And no, these are not like a Vapor 13.
No, they're not.
The Vapor 13 wishes it was close to this.
I think we discussed this last week as well. And, as I said, again, to reference my review, I did not make that comparison in the review because the comparison is not there, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It's not.
There are things you can pick out and be like, okay, so maybe the touch on the ball might be a little similar. It's kind of a similar thickness. There's less plushness to the Vapor than there is to the MiJ Alpha. The texturing does feel reasonably similar, so you get kind of like a similar almost texture and feel on the ball there. But I'm stretching and I'm like, okay, maybe there are these things if you go looking for them, but the boots are not the same.
Yeah, I think people just want the Vapor 13 to be willed back into existence. Or they want people to say things like, oh, if you like the Vapor 13, get these. But no. Yeah. It's not simple. The Vapor 13 is also lower volume overall.
Yes.
Versus the Alpha.
It did feel like people were almost begging me to say oh yeah,
that's all they want to hear.
If you like the Vapor 13, buy this, or this is just like the Vapor 13 Reborn kind of thing. And it would have made a great thumbnail, but it would have been a lie.
Do not wear the Alpha 3 laceless.
No. There's barely enough lockdown with it laced.
Yeah, the lockdown's not bad, but like there's not enough, especially compared to the 2.
Yeah, the 2 was extreme, but even so, like
I guess last thing is the laces continue to be
absolute ass.
Like in Japan, I can understand you can go with these laces because it's only like €8 to get the Zero Glide. But considering how expensive these are overseas, and I know that like they're not struggling with the markups.
Yeah.
Just slap the Zero Glide laces in for the overseas model. Give people that.
So I think we've covered off most of the questions there. Like just because there was other questions that I'm just looking at, and I think we have actually answered them all, which is great. We're also come up to an hour there, so we'll probably call it there, do our little members chat. I will say that you you absolutely ruined my expectations for the Alpha, because I never got to try the terrible laces on the Alpha 1 because you sent me them with Zero Glide in. So my experience of the Alpha was Zero Glide. Then I got the Alpha 2 with these in and was like, what is this?
Yeah. It feels like laces you'd find on like not even a pro takedown.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pair of Vans right now, and I swear my laces are nicer in those.
Yeah, seriously.
Like I could, but if you'd like a way to switch up the style of your boots, I do know a place that I can recommend. I do literally have a pair of SR4U glow in the dark laces on my desk right now.
I mean, again, full credit to the dude. Like the laces are good. There's a reason they sell so well.
I've been saying this for the longest time. This was obviously before he was doing socks and stuff. That literally the best place to get laces was SR4U. There's such good laces. Yeah, there are a few more options now, but these are excellent.
Well, there's also companies like Notley made really good laces, but they're gone.
Yeah.
They just couldn't keep going. So,
Anywho, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We will be moving over to a little members-only chat just for a short while. I say that every week, but if I fall, like, one of two things is going to happen. The members-only chat will be short enough, or I will fall asleep. I appreciate you all joining us. Thank you very much indeed. Unless anything terrible happens, we will be here next week. Of course, as always, please like the video, get subscribed. You are on the Boot Wizard YouTube channel, and you can find my good friend Andrew at Lockhart Boot Blog, both on Instagram, everywhere else on the socials, and lockhartbootblog.com for the good old blog reviews. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and we shall see you all next week.